Welcome back to Morning Joe. You know, there's a big football game this weekend. Not just the NFL one we're talking about.
Huge.
Boston College.
Number 2,
right?
Tim Russell's BC.
BC. They got away with one last week, but they've got another tough one this week. Florida State
I'm
coming to town.
predicting a shocker.
Bobby Bowden and the Knowles. And there's an excellent new documentary out called One Heartbeat. And we're joined now by the filmmaker behind that excellent film, Elisabeth Haviland James. Good to have you with us this morning.
Thank you. Nice to be here.
Okay, now you're a production company based in New York, I guess, right?
We are. Actually, the production company is called White Mountain Films. It's headed by the director of the film, George Butler, and I'm one of the producers.
So what drove you into the heart of the Deep South to find this specifically Southern character, Bobby Bowden,
the winningest football coach of all time?
Right. I mean, I think that's answer enough. I mean, he's a legend and an icon in the South, and when he allowed George and the rest of us access to his program, it was something really unique and unexpected that we were pretty much given carte blanche for almost 2 years of shooting. And so now we're just about wrapped with editing, and hopefully the movie will be out this winter.
We see this character in our living rooms every Saturday afternoon, Bobby Bowden, this old guy who walks the sideline, doesn't really use the headset very often. He's just kind of out there being the grandfatherly figure. A lot of people don't know, they've gotten so used to seeing Florida State win that when he got there, what was it, 30 years ago, something like that, this was a program on the brink of collapse, really.
That's right. He got there about 31 years ago, and it was a girls' school just a few years prior to the arrival of Bobby. And when he got there, the program was on the verge of being shut down, and he took it within a few short years to an undefeated season, and since then has won countless championships, ACC championships, national championships. So he really reinvented the program and built a strong football powerhouse.
What a dynasty. Now the winningest coach from a girls program. It's kind of like Vanderbilt's story.
We're still in that stage.
You're still a co-ed football team, but you guys
How did he do it, besides giving each player a Range Rover when he signed? How did he go about building the program?
You know, I think Bobby has a core set of beliefs that he really cares about passing on to his players. And I think for him it was about way more than just football, and it continues to be. So I think he's interested in developing young men who are going to go on to be successful, whether it's in football or in life. And I think that sort of built the foundation of his team. Plus, he likes to win, and he likes trick plays, and he likes to surprise people. So he sort of developed a potion that he passed along to his players, and it's worked for many, many years.
You know, what was it like for you? So you live in
I live in Brooklyn, yeah.
You're Brooklyn, and I know your background. You told me you grew up in a fairly, well, let's just say it wasn't a traditional Southern family. What was it like for you to go down and see how SEC football, Southern football, it's a religion?
Oh, yeah.
It's a madness.
Oh, yeah. It's pretty incredible. I mean, I've certainly been to Michigan games. I'm a Michigan fan. I grew up in Michigan, but it's nothing like Florida State. I mean, the tailgating, the pageantry, it's an event every Saturday, and you don't miss it. And you better know, and your team better win. Yeah. I mean, it's like in your blood.
Passion.
Yep.
Yeah, it is, isn't it, Willie? I mean, in the South, when your team loses, it doesn't just destroy your weekend; it destroys your week.
Unless you go to Vanderbilt, of course. But I can speak to it because even Vanderbilt, which has the women's program, as you pointed out, but we're going to a bowl this year, the schools would come in on Thursday, say Florida, Georgia, Alabama. The fans start descending on Nashville on Thursday in their RVs. They put up the flags. It's like they're going to battle, and they just overrun the town in a good way. It's fun. It's a communal experience, and they certainly have that at Florida State.
What is it about the South? I mean, I've always said it's that we're still fighting the Civil War. We may have lost that war, but if Boston College wants to take us on, we're going to whip them. What did you find down there? Why is the South so crazy about college football?
I think there's just a real devoted regionality. You know, if you're from a place or you go to school someplace, you're loyal. And I'm not really sure exactly what's in the air down there that makes football such a big deal, but it's really spectacular to be a part of. You know, I walked in not really knowing what to expect and was pleasantly surprised to find a team of 100 guys, really nice, very polite, incredibly gifted athletes who are really very, very devoted to their team. And it's not what I expected to find at all. You know, you think football team, a bunch of kind of
jocks.
Yeah, and they really surpassed my expectations.
That's great.
You know, that also, he comes from the Bear Bryant school. Like Bear Bryant, whenever Bear Bryant would talk about his team, he would never have the next day, they'd have the Bear Bryant show, and he'd never talk about the game. Somebody be running 80 yards and go, "You got a good mom and dad."
Yeah.
His mom and daddy proud of him.
Oh,
He goes home on every Sunday, talk to his mom and daddy. And isn't Bobby Bowden like that too? Family,
Absolutely.
faith, and all the
Family is
basics.
supposed to be first in Bobby's hierarchy, and right after faith, perhaps, and then football.
What a rich character to focus on.
Yeah.
And you got incredible access, it looks like.
We
We're
sure
looking at
did.
some of these pictures. How did you get that?
You know, George called the Bowden family for many years before he was given access, and we were very careful with it. You know, we were respectful of the players, respectful of the coaches. It took us a long time to develop the kind of relationships where they trusted us and let us know what was happening before other people knew. And we went with without an agenda. You know, we followed what was interesting to us, and I think it really pays off in the footage. It's not a typical sports movie. It's much more elaborate and detailed and interesting.
Well, you know, it's fascinating because it would have been so easy to characterize him as a cartoon character or make these people two-dimensional. It sounds fascinating. I can't wait to see it.
Great.
Thank you for
Elizabeth,
coming
thank
in.
you so
Thank you.
much.
Elizabeth.
Great to see
Good
you.
to see
Look
you.
forward to
Appreciate
seeing
it.
it.
Great, thanks.
We'll be back with Freddie Ball Game.